Good morning, I'm Ken Say and welcome to DragonTrek. Today I'm going to talk about the shoes I'm going to wear when I hike the Appalachian Trail. Shoes are important and you need shoes that fit. And when I say fit, I mean they are a little bit larger than they normally are for your feet. Because when you hike that far, your feet will swell and you need space to mitigate the risk of losing a toenail when you bump your toes into something. And because they are that important, I knew I didn't want to buy shoes online. I needed to go somewhere and try shoes on. So I traveled by train for a couple of hours to a store where they had actual trail runners that I could try on and buy. I had done my research, I knew what I wanted. I was not looking for a specific brand or model, but I was leaning towards Salomon or Altras. When I got to the store, I started by trying on some Salomons. And soon someone working in the store came to help me. Someone with actual hiking experience, though he had never hiked a trail as long as the Appalachian Trail. And we tried on a few different shoes and soon discovered which size I needed. Unfortunately, there were no shoes that size on display, so he needed to get some from storage. On his way out, I asked him about insoles, and he quickly responded, "We have no insoles, we sell no insoles." And he continued to explain that insoles were part of the problem. The solution was to hike without insoles so that your feet could correct themselves. If you agree or disagree with that, please let me know in the comments. And when I had asked about that, he said he would get me a pair of Altras instead of Salomons. And he asked me if I knew what Altras were, and I told him I did. Shoes with no lift. And what does that mean? Well, normally shoes have lift, or exaggeratingly they look like this. There is lift in the heel, which means that the heel is higher than the toes. But with Altras, they are like this. They have no lift. And so he went to pick me up a pair. He said it would be a popular model. He returned with Altra Lone Peak 4 RSM. RSM stands for rain, snow, mud. And the first thing I noticed was a toe box. It was wider than other shoes of similar size. And I like wide toe boxes. I want my toes to breathe, to be able to move, not be cramped the way that some shoes are. And I tried them on and they felt perfect. We had already determined the size I needed, and with the correct size, no lift, everything was fine. Some hikers and YouTubers have commented that they needed some time for familiarization when it came to no lift shoes. I did not. I have 3 theories of why that is. 1, I'm weird. And they're not. Most people need familiarization, well, I don't. Theory number 2, they are weird. And most people are fine without familiarization. Theory 3, it's a cultural thing. And those who live in a culture where you keep your shoes on when you come home, and those shoes have lift, you're not familiar with no lift shoes. While people who live in a culture where you take your shoes off when you come home are familiar with no lift shoes. Another detail that is important when it comes to shoes is I have a huge problem with getting rocks, pebbles really, into my shoes. It happens all the time. And one way to solve that problem is by using gaiters. gaiters protect the gap between your foot and the shoe so that pebbles cannot get into your shoe. After trying on the Altra Lone Peak 4 RSM in the store, I loved them. I decided those were going to be my shoes, and these are the shoes I'm wearing when I'm hiking the Appalachian Trail. I know that they won't last 2,200 miles, but I'm getting the same model shoes my entire hike. What about pebbles in the shoes? With the socks I'm wearing together with these shoes, I have no problem whatsoever with pebbles in my shoes. I don't need gaiters, they're awesome. I'm not sponsored by Altra, but Altra, if you see this, please sponsor me. And having said that, keep on trekking.